Let me make sure it's started.
Get the.
All right, we're good. So, Gavin, Javier, Kenton, y'all are OG awesome kids for being here. We're gonna go through the lab. Those of y'all that don't come to office hours, you're missing out. Come to office hours. All right. For number one, we're trying to have the user input an integer, store it into a variable, check to see if it's even or odd, and print out even or odd. All right. So that's basically it. So how do I ask the user for input? So I'm asking the user for input. Well, the first thing you do is you need a variable, right? So we're just going to say number. Number is our variable. It's where we're going to store their number. All right. Then we say input, and we say enter a number. Is this coming back to y'all pre-break? Right? So number equals input, enter a number. All right, but we want to guarantee that their input is a whole number. So we want it to be a whole number. What variable type is a whole number?
An integer?
Yep. So at the beginning, we say int, and we wrap it around. So you got to put a parentheses at the beginning and a parentheses at the end. That's how we wrap it. So number is equal to int, and then their input, enter a number, and then close it. All right. So at this point, it's going to print out, enter a number. They're going to type something in, and it's going to store into number. So now we need to check to see if it's even or odd. How many conditions are there? Like even or odd? How many conditions is that? Wait, I heard somebody.
It's 2.
Yeah, 2, right? So we know we're going to have if something, and we're going to have, we're going to print something, and then we're going to have else something, and we're going to print something. Y'all agree? So our if is like, what do we type to check to see if it's even or odd? Well, if something is even, it is divisible by 2 with a remainder of 0. Divisible by 2 with a remainder of 0. So do we have something we can use to see if something has a remainder of 0? What if we took our number and we used modulus by 2 to see if it's equal to 0? So if our number modded by 2 gives us a remainder of 0, that means that it's even. Else, what do we print out? If it's not even, it's odd. Boom. That's problem number 1. All right, but let's actually test it. So we're going to go to File, Save. I know y'all are probably still copying right now, but make sure you file save and put it into your Python projects, wherever you save those. Conditional practice video, I don't know. All right. So then we're going to go to run module. If I enter in a 19, it prints odd. If I go back here and I run it again, which is F5, if I put in a 20, it says even. Good? Good. So we know it works. All right, so next we're going to do problem number 2, which is going to be basic grade calculator. Ooh. Basic grade calculator. And y'all let me know when you're ready.
I'm ready.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Y'all all ready? Cool. All right, so for this one, it's going to be the same thing. We're going to ask the user for their grade between 0 and 100. Then we're going to have, how many conditions is this? A, B, C, D, F?
5.
Yep, so it'll be if, then this will be an elif, this will be an elif, this will be an elif, and we always end with an else. All right. So if it's an A, it's an A. Okay, this don't sound too bad. Not too bad right here. All right. So first thing we need to do is ask the user for their grade. How do we ask somebody for info?
You do a comment.
Input maybe.
Yeah, but we got to store it. So we're going to store it into grade, and we're going to say input, and we're going to say enter your grade. Beautiful. Now let me ask you, what does a grade need to be? What type? Like up here, a number was an int. What is the type of a grade?
Decimal.
It's a decimal, right? And when we do
DEC.
decimals, we've got to make it a float. So you're going to wrap that. So they're going to enter in their grade. They're going to type in like 88.8, and it's going to store it as a float. Sound good? All right. Now we are going to write our conditions for letter grade. All right, I'm going to set it up with y'all. So we're going to have an if. Then we're going to print something. Then an elif, right? Because in the middle, you always got to have an elif. And then we're going to print something. Then an elif, print something. So that's A, B, C, D. Elif, print something. And then an else, print something.
Yeah.
Let me know when y'all are done.
Good.
All right, Gavin's good. How you feeling, Javier? I muted you, Prakash. Just so you know. You're good?
I'm good. Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, so for the if, guys, like we just got to write the condition. So when do you have an A? Like what is your grade?
92.
Right? So 90.0 is less than or equal to our grade, less than or equal to 100. So basically we're saying if grade is between 90 and 100, but the equal signs means including, right? We want to include 90 and include 100. So if that happens, you got an A. All right. What about a B?
89 to an 80, right?
Well, it's an 80, including the 80, right? And the 80.0 is a B. But we want to go to a 90, but so we want everything up to a 90 so we don't do an equals. So we want 89.9999999, but we don't want 90. So that's why we leave the equals off there. Does that make sense? Got a B.
Go.
What's up?
Oh wait, never mind.
Okay. So y'all good? So what is a C?
A 70 and anything below an 80.
Do I do equals for the 80?
No.
Right. No. We do not include an 80. So you got a C. Okay. And then what is a D?
Wait. Oh, there's an F
60
here,
or
so
equal to
60,
70.
anything.
They'll be done at you got a C. What is this one? Well, we'll just do 60 to 70.
60.
Yeah, we'll just do 60 to 70. I don't think that's actually what a D is anymore, but we'll just make it easy. So you got a D. And then everything else means you failed, right?
I gotta go let my dog outside.
Yeah, good. All right. So of course we want to test it. We want to run it. So if we type in I don't know, a 68, we should get a D. I wish there was a rerun. Anybody view last restart? Restart shell? I don't know. But looks like it'll work. So problem number 3, temperature converter. Yeah. And we'll wait on Gavin. Gavin, let us know when you're back, bud. Well, uh-oh, what's up, Gavin?
Wait, y'all were waiting for me?
Yeah.
Oh,
Hey, man, we're
I
not
was
getting
trying to
this.
let out my dogs.
No, you're good. I just, I'd rather do it with you than, go ahead of you. All right. So temperature converter, we ready? Yep. All right. So we are going to read it first. So we are looking at problem number 3 now. We're going to ask the user which conversion they want to do. So if they enter a C, we're going to go from Celsius to Fahrenheit. If they enter an F, Fahrenheit to Celsius. All right. There is a challenge down here, and I said in my video that I give you an extra 25 points if you do it. But that's going from Celsius to Kelvin. So basically, if they enter a K, you're going to convert from Celsius to Kelvin. All right. Y'all cool with that? So how many conditions do we have?
3.
Yep. So this will be an if. This will be an elif. And this, what's the last one always?
Else.
All right, but we're gonna do something a little different. We're gonna make this one an elif also, and we're gonna have a fourth condition for if they enter in anything but a C, F, or K. So if they enter in like a G, it should handle it gracefully. So we're gonna have one last one for the else there, right? So we're gonna do an if, an elif, and an else. All right. So how do we start?
You
Ask the
ask
user
the
which.
input.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. We ask them for which temperature conversion. And how do we do that?
Do you put temperature?
Sure. Sounds great. I'm just gonna put temp though, because temperature is long.
Yeah,
Temp is equal to the input. Enter your conversion. C. Wait, was it CF or K? CF or K? F or K. So we're going to ask them to enter that conversion. All right. So do we need to cast that to a certain type? Like if they enter a CF or K, when they type something, it's always going to be a string. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine. We don't need to make it a float. We don't need to make it an int. It's fine. CF or K is good. All right. But to ensure that they have entered an uppercase, we can put dot upper at the back of this. And no matter what they enter, it'll change it to uppercase. All right. So that's kind of something new for this lab. All right. So now we need to do our conditions for temperatures, right? So what did I say we'll have? We'll have an if, and then we're going to do something. We're going to do a calculation, and then we're going to do a print. And then we're going to have an elif, and we're going to do a calculation and a print. Then we're going to have an elif, and we're going to do a calculation and a print. And then we're going to have an else. And basically that else just tells them like, please enter C, F, or K. Maybe we'll say invalid input. Yep. That feels good to me. Does that feel good to y'all? That feels good. Definitely a good start there. Sorry, I'm syncing grades over here. Don't tell your friends. Uh-oh, did somebody else just submit something? Oh, this man did. So I got to resync again. Okay, so let's look at the first one, right? So we need if for the temp they enter what? How about a C? So what does that mean this elif is going to be?
Celsius.
Well, the next one's F, right? So what is this elif? So C, F, or K, right? So if they enter a C, we're going to do this. If they enter a F, we'll do this. If they enter a K, we'll do this. And if they enter anything else, if anything else is wrong, it goes down here. All right, so first thing we need to do is we got to figure out how to write that calculation for Fahrenheit to Celsius. All right, so we want to prompt. Oh, we got a prompt too. So we need to ask them. So I kind of forgot that step. We need to ask them for temp in Celsius. I know I spell Celsius wrong. I don't care. All right. And then for this one, we're going to ask them temp in Fahrenheit. And then for this one, we're going to ask them for the temp in Celsius again. All right. And I'll wait for y'all. We're almost done. We're almost done, boys.
Um,
Y'all ready? All right. So how do we ask the user for information? Well, we store it, and then we do input. Right? So enter the temp in Celsius. All right, when they enter in a number, is it okay for it to be a string, or do we need that number to be something else?
is it okay for it to be a string?
Can we do calculations on a string? Can we do calculations on a word? So we either need to make it an int or a float. Are temperatures decimals?
Sometimes.
Yes, they can be, right? So we need to make this a float. We need to wrap this as a float. So float input, enter the temp Celsius. All right, so now we need to do the calculation. So Fahrenheit is equal to, and if you look at your lab, it tells you the calculation. So it's 9/5 times Celsius plus 32. So 9/5, right? 9 divided by 5. Asterisk is times Celsius, because that's our variable name, plus 32. And then let's wrap that in parentheses just to make sure it does it in the right order. So it's going to do 9/5 times the Celsius, then add 32. So then we just need to print temperature in Fahrenheit is plus, we got to make it a string, Fahrenheit plus, we can add a F. Let me know when y'all are done, and then we'll test it, and y'all will tell me if y'all think you can finish this on your own. I feel like you should be able to.
I think I got it now.
You good? Yeah. So,
Yeah.
so I'm gonna run this though. Let me test mine. Make sure we did it right. Ooh. All right. Line 44. elif. I messed something up. Huh.
It's not because of the single quotes, is it?
No, like, because it's one character, you should be able to use single quotes. I don't think that's it. elif. I'm wondering if it's because I just haven't finished, right? Let me finish mine and see if that's what it is. Fahrenheit. Enter the temp in Fahrenheit. Then at the end, we're going to print out Celsius this time. So we're going to print Celsius is Celsius. Celsius. The calculation is Celsius is equal to 5/9. I don't. Do y'all have it memorized? Because I don't. 5/9 times Fahrenheit minus 32. So 5/9 minus Fahrenheit minus 32. Oh, this should be a times. 5/9 times Fahrenheit minus 32. If this is Prakash telling me what's wrong. That's awesome, Prakash. I saw that. That's wild. All right. Celsius is equal to that. Okay. Then let me finish this one. We want them to enter in Celsius, so I don't have to change anything. And then our math, what's our math for Kelvin? Celsius is equal to, oh no, we want them to input Kelvin. Okay, so actually I do have to change. Ask them for the temperature in Kelvin here. So Kelvin, enter into Kelvin. Then the math is Kelvin minus 273. So Celsius is equal to Kelvin minus 273.15. Then I need to print out Celsius. So that's this one. So print that. All right. So let me try to run it now. Okay. Let's do F. Oh, wait. I messed up. I forgot there's 3 of them. All right. So enter a number 8. 8 is even. 88 should be a B. Then I enter an F. What is 200 degree? Wait, let's do what's 98.6 degrees Fahrenheit. In Celsius, that's 37. Okay. Yeah, so it didn't work, Javier and Gavin, because I hadn't finished it. It was mad at me for not filling everything out. But yeah, I think y'all got it. I think y'all got it right. So we're gonna stop the
we can do
recording.
it.